Okay, this is CCR question number 1. Question number 1 is, how does your product use or challenge conventions? This movie challenges conventions by showing different frame of view of how we can make a movie and like another idea of something that someone can do. Okay. So the second question here is, explain your product. So, product is a short film about a person who is running away from a killer, and it's kind of like a chase scene thing, and it's pretty good. You got cars and stuff. It's kind of cool. Third question is, why did you choose it? So I chose this genre because this is what I have the most amount of research in, and have been doing projects on this certain genre throughout the entire year. So throughout the year, I've learned more about this topic than I have for any other. This is why I chose this genre as the one that I did the movie on. Next one is, explain how the challenge of casting, location, props, and other things. So there wasn't really much of a challenge for casting because we had the 2 people who wanted to act, and we needed 2 people in the movie. So that was pretty easy. And location is not that bad because this is a place that I had. I used to do trail riding back in the day when I was younger. So it was kind of like a good spot because I knew about it, and it's pretty easily accessible. For props, it wasn't too hard because we had the weapon and then the cars and stuff like that, which is, you didn't have to make any of it, and we had it on hand. Costumes were a little bit more difficult because it was a little bit hard to find out what they should wear because the weather was also really hot. So it's hard to find out what would make you not sweat so you wouldn't like visibly change throughout the day. You know, you go from one scene and you go to the next scene, you're drenched. Alright. Next question is, explain your layout and inspiration. So, the inspiration for this movie was from, it's kind of like a James Bond type movie, and like Mission Impossible. You know, where they have like a chase scene and stuff like that. And also a little bit of more like a horror movie, like thrillers, such as Knives Out and other things, because, you know, they have the weapons and all that. And the layout of it was, you know, you start off with a person in a car, then you move to the next one with a person there, and it's like a whole bunch of running scenes. Person hides, and they get killed right after. Okay, so explain the representation of social groups. So, there's 2 social groups I represented were, well, both of them were pretty negative groups. First person was to be portrayed as a, most likely a drug dealer or someone on the lines of that. And then the other person was, he was supposed to be like, you know, like a hired hitman, like a social group, I guess, would be paid criminal activities, I think. So it portrays these 2 negative groups by showing the violence that happens between the 2, as they quite often collide with one another. Alright, the final question is, what did you try to showcase? So we tried to showcase a movie which used as many different movie aspects as possible so we could create a good one and make a good film. And use many different possibilities as we were able to. Okay. Thank you for listening to question number 1.